Welcome to this BTV Right Now update. I'm John Luck. Taking a look at some of the local news around the region over the past week. A Rainham resident and Quincy police officer is set for a dangerousness hearing after barricading himself in his Britton Street home in Rainham. Keith Wilbur, an 18-year veteran on the Quincy Police Department, reportedly told officers as they entered the basement of the Rainham home he would kill them and himself, starting the SWAT team situation. After the 5-hour ordeal, Wilbur surrendered and left his home and was held on bail. The Academy building was packed on Wednesday night for the Community and Economic Development Subcommittee meeting. The big item was the granting of a license to sell marijuana in an adult entertainment shop that would be located on Elm Street in the Industrial E District. Town Manager Michael Dunn and the Community and Economic Development Director both told the Brockton Enterprise Thursday that no one has applied for a permit for one, nor do they expect any to be filed in the near future. Tuesday night, the Town Council will decide whether to accept the subcommittee's recommendations. A replay of the Town Council meeting will be available on Channel 22 and, of course, on demand at btvaccess.com.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
The 45th President of the United States was sworn in today at the United States Capitol building. Donald Trump took the oath of office in front of just under 1 million people on the National Mall. The president gave a speech that he wrote himself. However, a pair of Massachusetts politicians were not in D.C. to hear it live.
America will start winning again, winning like never before. We will follow two simple rules: buy American and hire American. Finally, we must think big and dream even bigger. In America, we understand that a nation is only living as long as it is striving. We will no longer accept politicians who are all talk and no action, constantly complaining but never doing anything about it. The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action.
Congressman Michael Capuano and Representative Catherine Clark were two of the 60 national political figures that declined the invitation. However, Massachusetts Senators Elizabeth Warren and Edward Markey, two of Trump's challengers in the Senate, were in attendance. We'll have local accounts from the inauguration on the next episode of Bridgewater This Week. And turning to weather now with Jeff Fowler, and we have quite a storm coming up next week, early next week, I should say. However, there's a little game coming up for the AFC Championship taking place in Foxborough. Is that going to be affected by the rain?
Well, John, by the time we get to Sunday evening, it's going to be kind of cloudy, drizzly around here. But before that, we want to talk about the weather tomorrow down in Dallas, Texas. Why is that? That's because we'll have the Bridgewater Rainham cheerleaders competing in the national championships down there, and they're going to enjoy some warm, humid conditions down there. Temperatures generally in the low 70s with maybe a thunderstorm for their Saturday evening. For us up here in New England, we're getting ready for the big football game this weekend, of course, Sunday evening. It's a 6:30 start at Gillette Stadium, and we'll have cloudy, drizzly conditions by then. It should be mainly cloudy for tailgating as well, generally mid-40s, definitely some heavy jacket, coat weather as you sit in the stadium. Temperatures will drop slowly during the game, but generally only to about the mid-30s where we could have some rain and snow starting by the end of the game. Why is that? It's because we have a pretty big storm system that should be moving across the southern half of the nation and then eventually up the coastline here. Now, this is a guesstimate for Monday afternoon. The problem is this storm system actually doesn't exist yet. You cannot find it anywhere in the country. Hasn't formed yet. This is what the models are anticipating here as we get to the early part of next week. So by Sunday night or Monday morning, the storm will start to move northward from the Carolinas. Now, it could move inland. It could move further off the coast. Obviously, there are big differences with those tracks. So we really have to keep an eye on this forecast all weekend long. This is our best guesstimate right now as of Friday afternoon, is that the storm system will slowly approach New England. It will get to about the south coast on Tuesday morning and then kind of stop during the day on Tuesday, and it may move right over to Cape Cod and into the Gulf of Maine. But again, if it's 50 miles off to the east, colder air may have a chance to work on in here, and it could even go further off to the east and not even be a major factor for us. So that's all things we'll keep an eye on as we go through the weekend. We can tell you for your Saturday that we will have generally clear skies. There will be some clouds coming in later in the day, but for the most part, it's a dry day and we'll be up near 50 degrees. It's going to feel pretty nice around here for your Saturday. Again, clouds increase by Saturday night. Sunday, it's kind of cloudy, kind of drizzly, generally low 40s. And then we'll look for that chance of some rain and snow mix starting on Monday. Could change to all rain by Monday night, but there could also be some mixing from time to time as we go through your first half of Tuesday. We will be clearing out by the time we get to Wednesday.
Thanks, Jeff. And as I said, the Patriots will take on the Steelers in the AFC Championship game at 6:40 p.m. If you're going to the game or watching with friends, we want to see how you watch the Pats, and you can email your tailgate party pics to jluck@btvaccess.com, and they'll be featured next week. Turning to high school sports, and the BR Trojans football team may drop down a division. The varsity football team, according to the MIAA football committee, may drop to Division II from Division 1A. The MIAA is looking to cut down on divisions like Division 1A, 2A, and so on. OCL rival Barnstable will be in Division 2 as well, while Big 3 members Derby and New Bedford will also be in Division 2. And the landscape in high school sports was shaken up as it was announced that Marshfield Rams football head coach Lou Silva would be released from his job. In a statement released by former Bridgewater Rainham principal and Marshfield superintendent Jeff Granatino, Silva was told by the Marshfield School District that his job would be open to outside applicants, and although many thought Silva was fired because he wasn't a teacher of the high school, that was not the sole reason for that coaching change. Thanks for watching this BT Right Now update. I'm John Locke.